Hello everyone, this is Randy here, doing something a little different here. You're looking at the insides of my computer currently. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm kind of sitting beside the camera, so we got a little upgrade going on here today. And show you guys what we got. EVGA GeForce GTX 980. Yes, I just picked this up yesterday. HydroCopper edition. There's the back side there. Got 3 display ports, HDMI and a DVI port. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do with the display ports yet. My monitor has DVI and HDMI, so but I don't have anything with display ports. So let's open this bad boy up. I'll point this down a little more so you guys can actually see this. Probably an EVGA poster. Yes, EVGA poster. I think I've got a couple of those now, which I do absolutely nothing with. Manual, probably we don't need that. Probably some other manual we don't need. Oh, there's some nice looking stickers. CD, I don't need that either. Oh, let's see, doohickeys. Oh, some nuts, bolts, screws, caps, etc. Let's see, Molex to 6-pin power cable. Another Molex to 6-pin power connector. DVI to VGA. And then the good stuff. The card itself. EVGA GTX 980. And this is the HydroCopper edition, and what that means, it has a water cooling block on it. My system here, if I'll put the camera back up, as you can see, I liquid cool my entire system. My current graphics card right there, EVGA GTX 590 HydroCopper edition. So we will be switching that out, and we'll get started on that right now. So first things first, here we're going to cut a zip tie, some screwdrivers. Come on, screwdriver. There we go. Actually, let's pull this graphics card out first here, see if we can actually get this out far enough to... Interestingly enough, this new graphics card, my old one here, the 590, if you guys can see that or not, has 2 8-pin power connectors. Graphics card here only has 2 6-pin connectors, so apparently I'm guessing it takes less power. Nothing wrong with that. There we go. Old graphics card is somewhat out. Now this is always tricky because there's water in the system. I need to get the water out, preferably without leaking all over the place. Obviously I've got all the power cables disconnected. So theoretically there should not be any power in the system. Theoretically. just set that one up. Hopefully it won't drain and pee out anymore. Yeah, the computer was just running, so the water is definitely a little warm yet. And we did get some on the power supply. That is definitely not a good thing. I'll probably have to let the computer dry out here a little bit before I let it run. And hopefully it doesn't drain all this water out. That goes up there, so... Rather surprised now how much water it's deciding to pee out here, considering the loop is actually up here. I do have another bucket though in case it does fill that one up. I am running just regular distilled water here. I did run the official coolant for your computers here, but it's kind of gunked up my lines. Actually, I'll go back up here. You look at this line here. It used to be clear like this one, but now it's kind of a dirty brownish gray. That's from the stain from the regular coolants that you're supposed to officially use with these. So I've just gone to using distilled water. Seems to work much better. Are you done draining out yet? Pretty close. The tank there is just about empty. I'll take you guys off the stand here. You can look in there. There's the tank. You can see the water level's just about empty. Not a whole lot left in there. I've got a 3x120 radiator up top there. And a 120 radiator there. This would be my CPU cooler. This one up here is my GPU cooler. So yeah, just about done draining out there. Put it back up on the stand here so I can have both hands to work. That is one stubborn clamp there. There we go. Come on. I don't know if you guys can see that now, but I do double clamp my connections. Don't want any water leaking out if I can help it. Okay, looks like that's actually about all the water that's going to come out. That's good. I'll kind of untangle all this and stick it up here somewhere so it don't pee out anymore. Hopefully, anyway. Okay, I don't think they sent me any connections for this thing here, so we're going to have to take the ones off the old card. So let me find a wrench for that a minute. Get my tools right here for those of you that are wondering. Let's see, probably 5/8 maybe. Nope, smaller than that. How about a 9/16? Bigger than that. Okay, how about a metric size? Gotta love that when they put metric sizes. Okay, let's grab some metric wrenches then, and try that. Oh yeah, 15, okay. A little bit of water in that block yet. So yes, we got the old fittings off, and that's what they look like. I use 1/2-inch fittings. Got a little O-ring underneath there. Okay, so we got the new card here. I gotta look at the way I have the old card configured, make sure I have it the right way. So we're gonna put a fitting in this one here, because that's where I had it in that one. And then a fitting underneath on that side. And then we're just gonna plug the other, actually 4 up, so you can bring it out the ends too apparently. This one just has top and bottom, with a plug on the bottom of this one, plug on the top of that one. So put a fitting there. And we put a fitting there. Make sure we snug them up nice and good. Now, because they're O-ring, you don't want to snug them up too exceedingly tight, but now this bag of doohickeys here looks like that's going to be our plugs. I'm hoping there's 4 of them. Yes, there is. There's also a lot of screws. I'm not entirely sure what the screws are for. So, plug there. 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 And I'm guessing that Allen wrench is supposed to fit these plugs, so. And we'll tighten them down nice and snug. There we go. Looks like we got that all fired up. Now, one thing we got to do yet. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what those screws are for. Now, I could read the manual, but who's going to got time for that? My guess would be these are the screws that probably came out of the old, or not the old, but the original fan sink that was probably on there. That'd be my guess. Quite a few screws there. Quality check number 53. Okay. We shall just put those screws back in the bag if I can get them in there. There's the back side of the card, by the way. Looks like display port probably. There's your HDMI. Another display port. Another display port, and that'd be your DVI. Haven't exactly decided which way I'm going to hook this up yet, because like I said, I do have DVI and HDMI on my monitor, so I'll use one of those two. The old card has 3 DVIs and 1 mini display port there, so. Weight-wise, the new one is definitely lighter, I'll have to say. It's also just a tad shorter. See if I can get that in the shot for you guys. About the same thickness. I do like the fact that these HydroCoppers are kind of a nice thin card. Normally you get the one with the big heat sink on the bottom with the fans. They are usually at least 2 thick, if not 3 thick sometimes, so it takes up quite a bit more space in your case. Speaking of the case, come on. Tripod here keeps sticking, I'm not sure why, but I'm going to take one more thing out here. I've got actually 2 graphics cards in my computer. I'm going to take that one out as well. This is an old ATI card. I just use it to power a 3rd monitor. I'm not even exactly sure what it is, but we're going to get rid of it. Okay. Hopefully my head's not going to get in the way too much here, but I'm going to have to kind of look down and see what I'm doing. We're going to put that one on. Although, actually, let me check this here. I think I've got to take this back off again. And I've got to route it down through like so, I believe. By the way, folks wondering about the color coordinating, this would be the cold water coming into the card. Red is the hot water going out. And then I am missing a couple coils on some of them. And let's see, where's my other one? Right there. Occurs to me I'm probably going to have to go grab up pliers here in a minute. There's water in that line yet, go figure. It's usually what will happen, the water will slowly drain out little bits and pieces here and there over time. So every time you set it up and take it back down, you get a little bit more water, kind of annoying, but it's the way it is, unfortunately. There we go, and it's in the computer. I'll lock her down. And that's pretty much that upgrade all set at that point. All I got to do here is find out where my power cables go. Like I said, both of these are going to have to come out. And it looks like I might actually have to pull the power supply out here to actually get to these. They're in the back. Go figure. So we can do that in a minute. We're going to need a Phillips screwdriver. One nice thing about liquid cooling your computer, doesn't get quite as dirty if you air cool it. Now mind you, it does still get dirty yet. It's all on going to be on the top of your computer or wherever you have your radiators located. Okay, so one there. That one needs to come out. And let's put you guys down just a little bit here so you can see. There's the 2 8-pins out. I'm going to put 2 6-pins in instead. And my 6 pins. And the other 6-pin, they got these all wrapped up nice and pretty like. Okay, let's see if we get so I can see the back side of this thing so I know where to plug these in. What I'll do here, I'll pull you guys back off the stand so you guys can probably see this as well. There's the back side of the power supply. And we're going to go probably this one there, and I think that's a 6-pin there too. I can't quite. No, that's an 8-pin. So we'll probably go with that one and that one, maybe. Those 2 there. There's also one up there. So I'll get those in there a minute. Put you guys back on the stand. One in. the other one in. There we go. Back around there, put the screws back in for the power supply. Looks like that hole might be stripped out there. Oh well. We'll just put it in there anyway. Okay. And we'll hook those two up. So we got one there. And then one there. And now, aside from me having to tighten up these clips here, I think we're ready to rock and roll. And like I said, I'm going to probably let this set for a little while yet. I might get some like canned air blow in there, kind of make sure all the components are dry before I start it up. Using just regular distilled water, so I don't want anything bad to happen when you fire it up. So, and looks like I'm going to have to reconnect my CD-ROM drives. Looks like I must knock them loose maybe or something. Taking a look at everything here, make sure everything's good. So yeah, hopefully the next video you'll see, folks, will be me playing Farming Sim, the new GTX 980 HydroCopper edition. I will try to remember to put a link down below for the specs of this card, the exact one I have. As far as I know, EVG only makes one 980 at the moment with a HydroCopper. So, folks, have any comments or questions, be sure to let me know. And yes, hope you guys enjoyed this little video of me putting together, well, not really putting together, I should say switching out my 590. I guess if I hold it up right, that might make more sense, to a 980. So, till next time, folks, thanks for watching.